Hi, this is Dan Funk. I'm here to talk to you about user forms. This is like how you collect information from real people out there when they are completing one of your workflows. It's been a little bit difficult to create these forms in our system, and we've done a lot of work over the past couple of weeks and have a new interface that should make this a whole lot easier. So I just wanted to give you a quick introduction to it. So for a user form, it's going to say, like, hey, define your web form. It says JSON schema file name and wants you to put something or select something on the list, but we don't have anything, so I'm just going to launch the editor. We'll go ahead and create a file, and I'm just going to call this demo. And what that does is it just makes 3 files for us, a schema, some UI settings, and some example data. And these are all empty. It looks daunting, but trust me, you can master this. It's a little daunting at first because it is a very powerful tool, and there is an unlimited number of things that you can do with it. But there's excellent examples to get you started. There's good documentation available and links that this will take you to, so you can just click these things to go to the full documentation. But if you just want to get started, there's examples, and clicking on any of these load buttons will just add an additional form element to your form so you can see how it works. Let's load this text area up, and you'll notice you've got a name, a required, a description, and all of this can then be edited through these other tools. So if we go over to JSON schema, this is like describing the form. Put a title in here, text field, but you can call this, our demo form. And you'll notice that as you type here, it's changing over here in your form preview window. Same for like the title of the property is first name. Maybe we want it to say, first name with a capital N. So we just change that, and it changes in the form. This JSON schema describes the properties that you're going to collect. So first name is the variable that you want, and it needs to be a string, and you want it to be required. You can add or remove things from this required list, and it will change whether that's got a little red star and whether it will let you submit or not. So it's okay to submit right now. We add that required field back in. You'll notice now it's not okay to submit that button, or submit that form without this field in it. If we go over to UI settings, you've got more things that you can do. That description is editable. And again, live as you type, it'll make those changes. And your data view, this is any information that somebody enters in here and clicks submit, this is what will show up in your task data. And these are also editable back and forth. So you can change it to Chuck Jones over here, or you can pull it out over here, and the two things stay in sync. And this just gives you a good idea of what's going to come out of this form when I create it. And you can build this up more and more. You can add text areas, which are larger. All that really requires is you setting the UI widget correctly for that element. You can do checkboxes. You can do dates. And again, very, very simple. Preferred date. Okay, what does that come out as? You can look at the data view. Okay, it's a string, and you've got the string in a certain format, but all of that is also configurable with the UI widget and additional settings that you can specify on it. And all of this is well documented here in this external documentation for the React JSON schema form library. And on you go. And I really do mean this is very, very powerful. You can do drop down lists that load information from the data. So here we've got a select your favorite fruit button with apples, oranges, and bananas. Where are those options coming from? They can come just directly from the schema, and you can put them here in any of as a list or an array. But we also have these magic variables of options from task data. So this is actually going over here to the data view, and we've got an array of fruits, and each one of those is available. So in a previous task, you can build up the list of options. And then when you come in here, you can just say, hey, I want to populate my form with that list that I built earlier, and it'll do that for you. You can do nested forms. So let's load that section up. And here you've got the ability to just add a whole series of nested forms that ask some additional questions. And create a video demo. Check, that's done. And you'll notice that like as I'm doing this, it's also updating the task data. So everything here is live, and only as much information is required. And so you can see, okay, well, how does that nested thing work? And really, like just like any other form attribute, tasks is just listed out as a property, but now it's got a type of an array instead of string, and its items include another set of properties, and that's what allows you to like have these repeating sections. So all you have to do is like add these examples in, do a little playing around to see like what happens when you make changes, and then add additional fields inside of here, and you start to see this form like take shape and become exactly what you want with all of the control you could possibly ask for in terms of being able to shape and structure this. And this is really just touching the top of the iceberg in terms of what is possible. We also show you like how to do autocompletes and connect them up with data stores. So if you've got a list of like 300 million cities, you can keep that in a data store, and it will be available as a type ahead that you can connect to your web forms. So again, very, very powerful forms. And that's it. Just super proud as usual of like all the cool things that we're doing here, and it's really great to get a chance to share them with you. So please go to the demo site, check this out. It'll be live sometime today. Thank you very much.